Secretary of State Antony Blinken has told G7 countries that Iran and Hezbollah could attack Israel as early as today. This, according to Axios, a potential attack in response to the assassinations of the Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran and the Hezbollah military commander in Beirut. To discuss, let's welcome in former U.S. Ambassador to Israel, David Friedman. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks. Good to be with you.
Now, Iran saying today that it's not looking to escalate regional tensions, but believes it needs to punish Israel, the Zionist regime, to prevent further instability. What do you make of that comment, sir?
Well, I don't know what it means. And, I'm in Israel now. So, it's like waiting for a hurricane to come, but you can't track the hurricane and you can't gauge the intensity of the hurricane. So we're all kind of blind as to what's going to happen. Israel has confidence in its defense forces, and we got 12 American ships, helping to defend Israel. But the real problem is that, is America, willing to let Israel go on offense? Because as long as Iran, perceives this as a kind of unilateral attack on Israel, where America will defend Israel but will not permit Israel to go on offense as kind of the price for that defense, they got nothing to lose. They'll shoot at Israel, and if that gets through, it gets through, and if not, they're still where they were, where they started. So it's very concerning. My biggest concern is that there's not enough downside right now being imposed, not enough pressure on Iran not to go forward, which means, look, there's going to be an attack here, a lot of rockets, a lot of missiles, a lot of drones, and we just have to hope that the defense forces of both the U.S. and Israel are up to the task of keeping us safe.
The Biden-Harris team, unfortunately, don't inspire much confidence, right, that they can somehow de-escalate all of the tensions. Joe Biden is set to convene his national security team today in the Situation Room. And I want you to take a listen to what he said to a reporter yesterday when asked about the rising tensions in the Middle East.
Do you think Iran will stand down? Do you think Iran will stand down, sir?
I hope so. We don't know.
So, Ambassador, what do you think about that?
I'm not sleeping any easier tonight with that response. Hope is not a policy. And look. When we left office, I worked for Donald Trump for 4 years as the ambassador to Israel. When we left office, Iran's GDP per capita was under $200 billion. In 3 years, it's now over $400 billion. Like your prior guest, just before me, who talked about how Trump had sanctioned Venezuela and Biden, let them off the hook, and Maduro came back to power. It's the same story. It's the same story here in Iran. Iran was broke under Trump. And Biden relieved the sanctions, and now Iran is a very powerful country with lots of money and lots of weaponry, lots of missiles, and there's real consequences, as we're seeing. The people in Venezuela are suffering. 9.5 million Israelis right now are going to sleep tonight. None of us, including, I'm not an Israeli, but I'm here now. We're going to sleep tonight. We have no idea whether we're going to sleep through the night or wake up to sirens and have to go into shelters. And that's our reality. And for Biden to say, I hope so, I don't know, is just not an adequate response for the leader of the free world.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us, sir. And stay safe. I pray for your safety.
I appreciate it.